Hello, I am Centimus Prime, and here I will be unboxing, building, and then reviewing another one of these Blokees Transformers Galaxy version Wave 1 mystery boxes. And so to start us off, we will be taking a look at these boxes. So let's just go ahead and grab this one. And I'm not gonna go too much into detail with it this time. I've taken a closer look at the box when I've already opened up one of them. So we can keep this brief. Here is this side of the box. I do enjoy it. We get a nice look at Optimus Prime. Here we have the Blokees logo, the Galaxy version font, and here we do have a look at which wave this is, which is the 01. Here we have a little rollout, here we have rollout written there. And also the approximation of the pieces that would be included in each of these boxes. It would range from 44 to 51 pieces. There's a mystery box. There's an Autobot logo, the 40 years of Transformers logo right there. And here we have the genuine license authentic Transformers badge right there. And warning. Choking hazards, small parts, not for children under 3 years. Okay, and little Blokees figures. Yeah, very nice. Over on this side, we pretty much get the same thing, but with Megatron and the Decepticon logo right there in the back. Very cool. The top, not much to talk about, just Blokees and 40 years of Transformers. Here on the bottom, not much to talk about. It's just your stuff that you would typically put on the bottom of your boxes. And also this weird little square thing for some odd reason. Over here on this side, we do get a 1-to-1 scale for our Optimus Prime of this wave. And more stuff that you would typically put on the back and bottom of your box. And also the whole box, it does have this nice holographic rainbow effect to it, which is really nice. And here we got a look at this side of the box, which does show all the potential characters you can get within this wave, which is very nice, very cool. And we even do get a look at our secret chase figure, that being a shinier variant of the Optimus Prime. Very nice. Very nice. So that is cool. In terms of which ones I'm wanting to get, I know I'm not going to get all of them because I only got 6 for now, as of this recording. But if you ask me which ones I would want, I do at the very least want to get an Optimus Prime, and a Megatron. And best case scenario for these 6 boxes, for this batch of boxes, I do hope to get at least one of each mold. So one Seeker mold, one of these car robot molds, and one of these van robot molds. And then, of course, one of each of the Optimus and Megatron. That would be absolute best case scenario because I only got 6 of these, which these boxes do come in batches of 9, in packs of 9. So if you want to increase your chances of getting all of these, then your best bet would be to get the box, to get the whole batch, the whole case of 9. But with that out of the way, let's now go ahead and open the box. So let's lower this down, move these other ones out of the way. And actually, we can go ahead and now no, what? I'm gonna stick by what I showed right here. So yeah, let's put these ones aside, and let's get this one open. Ooh, which character is this gonna be? So, to open these, just simply just rip apart the top. Now, apologies, that did look a bit barbaric. Quite violent. And under the top, we do get a coming soon, or I guess a soon coming, because you read from the top down. So yeah, it would definitely say soon coming, but I guess it would mean coming soon. Yeah, but I just read soon coming because that's how you read this from the top down. And under this flap, we do get two images of an Autobot, which is Grimlock in this case, in his T-Rex mode, and Starscream as the Decepticon, to be revealed in our Wave 2 of these Mystery Galaxy version boxes. Mystery boxes. Which very nice. I have taken a look at those two. They do look pretty cool. But yeah, but after you flip those panels over, we do get we can pull out the contents, which are our 2 silver bags and our instructions. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get this closed up. Absolutely damaged the box for this one. So I'm actually going to go ahead and try this, because I didn't take a look at this last time. I'm going to try to see what's at the bottom of this one. See what would happen if I open the bottom instead. Nothing. So yeah, so you are totally meant to open these boxes from the top, because you do get to see more details and stuff if you do open it from the top. But never mind that, let's set that box aside, and let's take a look at what we got for the contents of this. So here we have our instruction sheet, which is this the same as the one I got last time? Yes, it is. Here we got a look at our instructions on our assembly instructions. Over on this side, we do get some basic steps on how to put your figure together. Very nice. We do have Optimus Prime full display, full showcase, showcasing the builds throughout all of them. And turned around, we do get additional steps for each of the unique characters, like the Seekers, the Carbot molds, and the Megatron, and also the weapons, and even Ironhide and Ratchet just standing here for some reason. But yeah, very nice. Very cool. And with that, let's now go ahead and reveal our second character in this lineup. So I'm going to go ahead and open this box for the reveal, because this is the bag, I believe this is the bag that actually encases the sprue pieces. So yeah, so I am going to open that second after I find out what character I got after opening this bag. So without further ado, let's get this open. And the character I got this time is Bluestreak. What? Yeah, it appears to be Bluestreak. Alright. Let's set that aside. Let's take a look at our parts. Here's our cardboard coin thing, I guess, of what we got, which is of course Bluestreak. Yeah, very nice. And starting to build up these coins. They have a barcode at the back. That's alright. But we can of course set that aside and start looking at the parts. So he does come with a red minifigure-esque torso with some printing on it, with some textured printing on it. Interesting. Cool. Very cool. We do get quite some parts in here. Very nice. A lot of them are very similar, and yeah, there's even a significant amount of parts that are pretty much identical to what I've gotten before with Thundercracker, which is okay. Does have his gun. That's cool. Alright. So yeah, let's now go ahead and open this bag up, which will of course carry our sprues. And also our base plates. So there's our base plate, and here are the sprues for our Bluestreak. Very nice. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut these and put the hinges together right about now. So I do have cut the parts out of the sprues and put the joints together. A very simple process. Yeah, very nice. So with that done, let's now try to put this together real quick. So we can of course start with attaching these ball and socket joints onto the ball joints of this torso piece, which is nice. Pretty simple. Right there. Very cool. Then we can take our chest piece, attach that up here. And attach that right about there. So we can then take our back piece and just sandwich that into the torso. And there we have that look going. We can then attach one of these clear ball joints and just plug that into the neck. We can then take our pelvis piece and attach some armor to that. So we can just plug that armor in like so. So as far as I can tell, the this crotch armor does appear to be the same as what I got for Thundercracker, but yeah, we can then of course just plug that into the torso like so. We can then start assembling the limbs. So we can take our thigh piece, attach one of these hinge joints that we have put together, which is a pretty simple process. We take one of these joints and one of these joints then just clip them together, and you repeat the same process 3 more times. A very simple process, just snaps together very nicely. Then we can take one of our shin pieces. It doesn't matter which one because they're not mirrored. And we could just snap push the other end of this joint into here. I said into there. Okay. Then what we can do is we can take another one of these clear ball joints and just plug that in. Okay, so it's supposed to, yeah, it just snaps in very securely like so. Had to use a bit more force with that one. Then we can take one of our feet, also not mirrored, and just clip that into place. Then after that, we can take one of our shin pieces. And are these mirrored? No, they are not. They are absolutely identical. So we can just satisfyingly clip that into place. Let me just like bring it in and let you like hear that. Very nice. Very satisfying click. Very satisfying. We can then take a few more of these parts and just assemble that like so. So now we have the legs put together. So now we can do the same for the arms. So we have our shoulder pieces, we have our forearm pieces. Here's our bicep piece, which we can then slide this joint right over. So these notches are going to slide into these grooves, making sure that the socket joint is facing towards the open gap side of this piece. Just snaps. We can then take another one of these hinge pieces, then just clip that in, then take our forearm piece, which do seem to these aren't mirrored. These aren't mirrored as well, so we can just clip these in, and there is, well, actually, maybe these are, yeah, actually, I think these are mirrored because they have these wall things here, and each one of these holes is on the opposite side. So yeah, I believe these pieces are mirrored. So what I'm gonna do is attach this arm to here, so that way I can have the port open in case I want to attach something to the forearm. But yeah, after that we can then attach our fist or open hand and just push the ball joint into the socket joint like so. Then what we can do is just grab a few more of these joints and pieces and just assemble it like so. So we do have that going on. And so after you have your arms put together, and you can probably see what's going on here. These parts are definitely mirrored, like as I said before. But the thing with these ones is you do have the option, so you can like switch these forearm pieces around. So you can either have the port side facing towards the outside of the arms, so you can like attach pieces to so you can like attach things to the forearm, or if you don't want those holes messing up the look of the robot mode, you can switch these parts around and have the hole sides, the port sides, facing towards the inside of the arm, so you can have the smoother look that the other side has. So that is really clever, I think. And so after you have your arms assembled, we can then take our other pieces, our other like miscellaneous pieces, like our doors and our shoulder guns. We can clip our shoulder guns, our shoulder cannons onto these ball joints right here, like so. We can then clip our doors, which are mirrored. We can just plug these into these holes, like so. Just plugs in like that. Do the same with the other door. We can then attach attach the head. We can then attach the head onto the neck. And then we can start our final assembly, so we can plug our arms in. I will say it is easier to, I do say it, whoopsies again, trying to remove this part. I will say I have find that it is easier to attach these arms when you have the part removed, and then you slide it over the shoulder and tab it in when it's in place. Do you find it easier if you do that? But yeah, looking pretty good so far. We can then attach our legs. We can just plug those into those ball joints, like so. Do the same with the other one. We can then slide the helmet over the head, much like how the shoulders work. There are these two grooves on the helmet, on the sides of the helmet, which can tab into these pegs on the side of the head, and they just slide over and click into place, like so. And then you can just plug his gun into his hand, and voila! With a singular spare piece and alternate hands and whatever these are, here we have, and just clip him onto the base plate, and here we have Bluestreak all put together and ready to go. So here is our Bluestreak, and I will say, fully put together, this Bluestreak I do feel looks really nice. So we can get a good look at Bluestreak right here. Starting off with the head. Head looks pretty neat. It looks alright as far as a Bluestreak dots and mold character goes. Very nice. Does have pretty shiny blue eyes, which is nice. Yeah, really cool. The chest detail is also really cool. It's got some nice printing on there, and looks really nice. It definitely has a good look to it. And we can, of course, down here see the texture printing of the minifigure-esque torso poking through under here in the abdomen. Very nice. Arms, fairly generic, I feel. Fairly generic. I do feel these arms are a little bit on the standard side of things. Like I definitely do see like the standard like structure of the build here. Very nice. Do get these nice smooth shoulders, these smooth forearm pieces. The joints and the joint parts in red are really cool. Hands are just like what I got last time, so nothing much new there. What we do have new are these shoulder-mounted cannons, which do look really nice, and the door wings back here looks really cool. Does have a decent amount of printing on them, and here's what they look at the back from the back. Nice little bit of greebling details on them, and on the back and on like his back. Not only is it like super clean and stuff because it's not really can't really transform, but there's also like some nice like windshield and roof detailings on it. It even has tiny texts saying Bluestreak on the back. That's neat. Very cool. We can then turn him around again. A pelvic piece and like pelvic section. It does looks very standard. I don't mind that. Legs, the thigh pieces, I feel do look pretty cool in the red. Do like that. Moving down to the shins. Shins look really nice. It does have that nice printing, that nice blue windshield printing here on the shins. Really nice. Take a look at the feet. Feet has a nice bit of texture to them and a nice look to them. And here on the backs of the legs, very solid, very nice, very smooth. Very cool. Very cool. And so next up, we can then take a look at his articulation. And as far as articulation goes, I do feel it to be very nice. So for articulation, his head is on a ball joint. Can't really look up or down too far. But does have a nice bit of head tilt to it, and of course can rotate the 360. And because it's one of these Dotson molds that includes the shoulder mounted cannons, the shoulder mounted cannons are on these ball joints, which do have a nice range to them. They can go down, they can go up, they can rotate, and they can tilt side to side a good bit. Very nice. And turning them around for the door wings, they can hinge up and they can like rotate up and down for some various posing options for the car doors. Very nice. So you can have them either down like that, or you can have them up more like so, or you can have it somewhere in between. Very nice. Shoulders. There is a inner shoulder joint because we put this red piece on, because of how this red piece works. So you do get a bit of butterfly movement and then a little bit of extra up and down. In addition to the ball joint at the shoulder, which can, of course, move out and can rotate obviously, and provides a little bit of a rotation to it because it is on a ball joint. And working together with this inner shoulder joint, very, very nice. Do get a lot of expressive motion out of those two joints. Shoulder pad pieces has a bit of play to it, has a bit of wiggle room to it. so you can play around with that if you so choose. There is a bicep swivel, an above the elbow swivel. And elbows can of course bend past 90. Very cool. And the wrists are on ball joints, so you can rotate them around, but you can also tilt it a bit on each side, so there's extra bits of motion to the wrists, which is also really nice. Do like that. Waist is on a swivel, a 360 unlimited swivel. Hips are on ball joints, so they can kick out past 90. They can kick up to a little bit less than 90. Can kick back to also a little bit less than 90. And because it's a ball joint, it does have a little bit of a rotation. It does have a little bit of play in the ball joint. Above the knee swivel, knee bends to ever so slightly past 90. And the ankles are on ball joints, so you can tilt them up. You can tilt them up a good bit, tilt them down a good bit. It obviously gives him a bit of an ankle tilt, and also can rotate. So there is good motion in the feet as in the ankles as well. So very nice. Does pack a significant amount of articulation when it comes to these Blokees figures. Very cool. And also includes a base plate as standard, so you can plug the bottom of the feet onto these vaguely Lego stud-esque pegs, and so you can just attach them onto the base like that. Also comes with a gun that can just plug into his fist hand. You can also pop the hands off and swap them out with alternate hands. Very cool. And also comes with a couple of these pieces, which do come in the sprues. So it's like these little Autobot / Decepticon logo things. It comes with a pair of them. And as far as how it works with the figure, it can just plug into the fists if you so choose. Or you can I'm gonna swap the hands back real quick. Or you can grab your spare ball joint, just plug that into the fist and pretend it's a microphone. So there's a little bit of extra play value even with your spare ball joint pieces, even in the chance that they don't break. Speaking of which, as far as these things breaking goes, I have not had any of mine break so far, but that's likely because I've only gotten 2. I'm gonna give updates and see how these hold up within the tests of time. But as far as right now, these are very sturdy, and despite being made out of clear plastic, I don't really have much worries of these breaking yet. So that's nice. Very cool. Yeah, so looks really nice. And poses well. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Very cool indeed. And with that, we can now move to our size comparisons. So here he is next to my Siege Voyager Prime, my Siege Voyager Centimus Prime. So you can tell that he about goes up to his hip, about like under his hip, really. So it is quite a little guy, but not that little. I'd say like mini bot size. And I say mini bot sized because here he is next to the Studio Series 86 Bumblebee. And you can tell that they are approximately the same height. These are just a lot more sleek down and significantly more, and like a decent bit more articulated. So yeah, so very neat. I say very neat. And of course, we can then bring in another size comparison. Here he is next to my previous Blokees figure review, that being Thundercracker. So we can then move around his arms, just put him in a more neutral pose, so we can stand him up and see how these guys fare in height. And you know what? Despite sharing the same build, and yeah, you know, despite sharing the same build, sharing the same build and pieces, sharing a lot of pieces and sharing the same build, skeletal build, you can see that there's a little bit of a height difference between Bluestreak and the Thundercracker. That is interesting. I believe, and the thighs are the same and the torsos are the same. I believe the size difference comes from the legs, from the lower legs. Yeah, you see that? Looking at this, they're about the same size, but you can tell that Bluestreak's legs are a tad bit shorter. That's interesting. So the legs are a little bit different. Arms are also a little bit different. Yeah, they're mostly the same, really. Only significant difference, Thundercrackers has this additional ball joint of which we can then attach our null ray to. But here we don't have that ball joint, so it does look slightly more generic by comparison, and that's fine. Both of their torsos, obviously I'm not really reviewing Thundercracker this time, I've already reviewed him, but they do look a-okay side by side. Does look very nice. They're very cool. They do share a lot of parts, so if you want to change up Thundercracker's color scheme a little bit, you can grab your other Blokees character, spare Blokees characters that you may or may not have gotten after wanting to get the chase variant. So you can utilize the parts for these and switch things around, which is nice. I do think that is nice. Very cool. So we can then bring in the base and just plug him in like so. And with that, I think that'll be it for this review. Overall, I think this is really cool. very nice. Looks really good. Poses very well. Does have a smaller mini bot size, but that's a-okay. Very cool. He even has this cool gun accessory, which is also very nice. And I believe can also be... So this is obviously not included. These are one of the Siege Battlemaster Blast Effect accessories. Blast Effect pieces. But yeah, it can definitely utilize some of the Blast Effect parts, which is nice. So overall, I do think this to be a really cool second figure in this lineup of Blokees that I am currently putting together. And with that, that's gonna be it for this video. If you enjoyed this review / build and unboxing, consider to like and subscribe, and maybe even comment if you want. And of course, I will be posting again sooner or later.